about 6 inches from my pocket to the ground, and the little glass frame thing cracked. Not right through the middle, but enough so that you can see like a weird crack in the glass. You can kind of see that fuzzy corner there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
not
still
the end of the world.
Yeah.
It gives it character, a real rugged look to our video out here. So
right.
Adam's going to walk you through this on video and audio. It might not be great, but, you know, there's still going to be some information.
Yeah, so we found a nice flat rock here. It's kind of risen up. And so it's a perfect little table rock. We're going to do the original cuts on that, and then we've got ties. Got a nice flat paddle here. We're going to do the skinning section. You can see the results of the first one. I used that as a practice one. It's a little bit bigger, and got 2 really nice fillets off of there, and then took the meat off the skins for frying in the pan. So I always start on the right side of the fish, I guess. Back of the fish facing me.
Just FYI, we don't know any of the official terms for the fins or parts, but
I asked Natalie if she knows the fish bones, and she goes, "Ew, no, I don't do fish bones." Okay, so a lot of people go like a straight cut here, but there's a lot of good meat up and right here you're gonna want to get. So and you're not gonna lose that much by angling this first cut. So I just get underneath this little fin here, nice, not quite 45, but you're gonna just cut it straight down until you hit the bone in the center of the fish.
The center bone?
Center bone.
Yep.
And then we're gonna turn it and going to just cut along that bone with the very tip. You can see I'm using maybe an inch of the blade. Just kind of going. There is a set of rib bones that I'm going down into. It's kind of just a feel cut.
Yeah.
And then once you get to about here, you're past that, and then you can get all the way through. And then you want to keep that knife flat along the center bone. You can comment in the video link what the names of these bones are. So I've got our first cut complete, and you can see it's we just kind of got her down to the ribs here, and I'm gonna go in and just give it a couple of flicks for a cleanup. You want to get down to the top of the ribs. And these are very light little flicks of the wrist, just with the tip of the knife. I'm literally only going to need the top inch of this knife for most of this job. And then you're on the ribs, and again, you're just kind of doing little flicks of the knife.
Kind of a feel.
Yeah, and just you're riding the top of those bones. You don't want to cut through them, but you want to get as much meat as you can to come with you and off that bone. So now I've kind of gotten to the top of the rib here. And I'm gonna kind of work down the back side here. And then once you get to, you can see it, there's a bit of a lateral line here. This is where the rib kind of starts to go back down. So it's the top of the bone structure there. And so now we're just kind of flicking down the back side of the ribs. Again, you know, just trying to get as much meat to come with us as we can. You're not going to get a substantial amount of meat on a smaller fish from the lower half of the fillet, but I'm actually pretty happy with how this one's going right now. There, so it's just a series of these like short little flicks for the most part after your initial cut, and then I like to puncture and cut back, and then this is the part where I will use the meat of the knife to do this clearing work. And that's ready to, I guess we can just go ahead and do the backside, and then we'll take the meat off the skins.
Yeah.
Some people will try and take this cheekbone. There's meat right in here, and you can kind of do a radial cut. And you just kind of spin the knife around on an axis down in there. This is not really worth doing on fish this size, but if you're ever out and you get one that's like 24 inches, then sure, go ahead and take that cheekbone out.
Yeah.
Or cheek cutlet, I mean.
The cutlet.
The backside, for me, is always a little, it's harder to get a clean cut for me just because you're missing the backside.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like, you're kind of propping it up then with his thumb here to like keep it level.
Yeah.
Again, just trying to achieve the same cut as before, but in reverse. And pardon my hand for getting in the way.
Yeah,
as you can see,
solid video on that first one, I think.
And especially with this backside here, you just want to keep that knife angled just slightly down, as the tail is going to kind of fall away from you. So you can see I'm not quite getting as much on the tail as I did on that front side. And then again, you can see here. So this fish was, again, this was the one that was caught yesterday in between the rainstorms. So it's a little fresher looking, which is, we wanted to go with this one. It was actually still swimming this morning, whereas the one from Clove, it held on for quite a while, and we had it in the water and nice and cool, but it was starting to look a little splotchy.
So we should take this opportunity to appoint an MVA of the
Yes, absolutely. Most valuable angler.
Clearly, neither of us.
Yeah, absolutely neither of us. But Ty, we decided it was 4 walleye, multiple smallmouth, and pike. So he had 3 species, including all of the keeper walleye.
Yep.
So easy call on MVA.
Yes.
It's Ty. And very happy. I always like it when somebody comes up to visit and actually get to catch some fish. So
yes,
I caught a couple of smallies. I'm happy with my trip.
Yeah,
And
we
and
did
the perch.
catch fish.
Don't forget the perch.
Do not forget about the perch.
So 4 species total on the trip, and you caught some nice pike. And you did have a walleye last night too.
Yes.
That was a little smaller than this one.
Too small to keep.
It was too small to keep. So we had 5 walleye on the trip.
Yeah.
So just a lot of people just take the scales off and fry it right with the skins on. It makes a big mess, and I don't like to deal with it in camp. I honestly don't like to deal with it if I'm at the house.
Yeah, they're really easy to just skin right off. That's a nice hard skin that you just kind of pinch that end there.
So I'm just using 2 nails just to kind of grip it down to the paddle here. And then this one is, you just want to keep that, the knife really won't go through the skin. And you just want to kind of, I've got it at a very slight angle down, just to keep it as flush to the skin as I can. This paddle is a little slippery, and so doing my best here. The main portion of the meat's on the top of the fish there, so trying to focus on that, and anything you get from the lower end is bonus. So just kind of a gentle, this is the motion, and like I said, I'm not up at a severe angle, but I'm definitely keeping the top of the knife just slightly up, just to keep the pressure on the blade cutting surface there. So pretty nice fillet off of that fish. So we're gonna have 4 fillets with our breakfast this morning. I don't know if we'll actually put it right in the frittata, or if maybe we'll just fry these in some panko and butter on the side. And
that sounds good.
I think we'll do it that way and keep the frittata just veggies and cheese.
Yeah, and dill. Don't forget about. We do have dill.
We do have fresh dill, which is, everybody knows, makes the frittata.
Yeah.
So that's essentially how to clean a walleye. It's the same as cleaning a perch or a crappie. They're all the same bone structure, just slightly different shapes. We were kind of joking last night. A couple of those smallies I caught back on the far point were definitely big enough to keep had we really wanted to have a huge fish fry. Cleaning a smallmouth bass, you're saying like you've never thought you've cleaned a smallie.
I've eaten them. I just don't think I've personally cleaned them.
Yeah, and they're just, you know, same exact bone structure. It's just they're a little taller. So yeah, you can get a really nice fillet off a decent smallie, and they come out of clean water. Really tasty.
Yeah.
I've often said, you know, if you went up and took a couple smallmouth bass out of clear water, like Daniels Lake or Rose or something like that, and you could have a little fry. If you cut the pieces up into smaller chunks, you would, I think, you could fool people into thinking it's walleye.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's, I know people out there listening will be going, oh, I'd be able to tell, but I don't know. My point being is that smallies can be a very tasty fillet too. So, and
I'm gonna kill the video.
pretty easy to
Bye video.